Yo, let's wrap up the week with some Monday Night Football. Yes, week 14, closing it out. Bengals-Cowboys. Good one, huh? 5.5-point spread. Bengals favored at the Jerry Dome. 49.5-point total. We got a side. We got a prop. We got a touchdown. Maybe even a sprinkle on a 2-touchdown prop today. So let's get into it. Hey, Dave Loughy here on Twitter at Loughy_D. If you haven't hit me up yet, go ahead and do so. It's right there. And as always, if you guys don't mind, help me feed the algorithm. Hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. It's entirely free to do so. And leave a comment down below. Where are you going? You like the Cowboys to get another win here? Keep their very small playoff hopes alive? Or the Bengals on the road? We'll talk about all of it. What about that total too? 49.5 points, two bad defenses, one fantastic quarterback. Jumping into all of it right now. Before we do though, as always, we've crushed Bet365 all year long. If you haven't joined us for the ride, we still have several weeks left to make this happen, especially with Thursday Night Football, where they're just doling out bonus bets for every touchdown scored. And the amount of points scored in these Thursday night games has absolutely put us over the top this year, to the point where they actually lowered the amount of bonus bets that they're giving out every Thursday, but still a lot of money to be made over there. If you have the link right there in the description and the pinned comment, you do have it because it's right there. But if you're in any of those states on the screen, click that link, sign up. It takes a second to instantly verify yourself. Deposit $10, bet $5. The moment that first bet settles, even if it's a live bet on tonight's first drive of the game, the moment that first bet settles, bang, 150 in bonus bets injected straight into your account. They got a $30 or a 30% SGP boost for tonight. And then every Thursday, $5 in bonus bets for every single touchdown scored. We've been cleaning up, and we're going to do it until the very end of the season. My guess is they keep putting out the best promos in the league or across all books, especially for the postseason. So if you're not there yet, Bet365, join us. We'll build these parlays out every Thursday and any other time they do it, and collect your 150 in bonus bets instantly after your first bet settles on only $5. 21 years or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Let's make it happen. All right. So like I said, Bengals laying 5.5 here. Kind of a fun game. 49.5-point total. Now, some injuries to talk about. Bengals are without Orlando Brown Jr. on the offensive line. It doesn't bode well for their pass protection. 3 games that Brown has missed this year, because he missed 3. He came back last week. Now he's going to miss this week. No quarterback's been pressured at a higher clip than Burrow. Here's the interesting part, though. and by the way, fewer teams have a more imposing pass rush than the Micah Parsons-led Cowboys. We know that. But the good news is that Joe Burrow has been fantastic under pressure. Leads the league in touchdowns, 11-1 touchdown to interception ratio under pressure this year. He has only 1 interception, and he's been pressured a lot. He's second in passer rating under pressure, behind only Tua Tagovailoa. He also has plenty of weapons at his disposal to kind of combat this, with T. Higgins, obviously Jamar Chase. Chase Brown is a quality pass-catching back. So if there's anyone capable of kind of evading that pass rush, it is Burrow. And considering the Cowboys' strength is certainly not in their pass coverage, nor is it the run defense, I think Burrow is going to be able to poke holes in them all night long. And on the other side, look, let's not ignore it. Their defense, the Bengals defense, is utterly disgraceful, to the point where the Bengals guys have scored 30-plus points 6 times this year, and they're 2-4 in those games. It's incredible stuff. They're top 5 in points per game. Top 5. Yet they've won, 4 games? 4-8 on the season? It doesn't make any sense. Well, it does, because they're 31st in points allowed. The only team to allow more points per game is the Carolina Panthers. And they've been better defensively than the Bengals lately, hands down. They took the Eagles down to the wire. They took the Chiefs down to the wire, right? They took the Bucs to overtime. Yeah, this Bengals defense stinks. Truthfully, Burrow would be in a 2-horse race for MVP right now with Josh Allen if this defense was even, let's say, slightly below league average. But they aren't. That's why Cincy's 9-3 to the over this year. And the Cowboys, for what it's worth, are 8-4 to the over because their defense has been terrible. But then you have to consider this too. The Cowboys' offensive line is already without Zach Martin, and Tyler Guyton hasn't practiced all week, not even a limited practice. So my guess is he's out. I would assume Trayvon Diggs is in. But I think Guyton's gonna join Martin, on the sidelines today. And pass protection could be a real problem, even against an underwhelming Cincinnati pass rush. They're without Sheldon Rankins as well, for what it's worth. But I look at this, I go, Cooper Rush isn't mobile at all. So you know what? Not my favorite spot on the week. We had some favorite spots, but that comes out tomorrow morning or tomorrow night. Picks for every game for week 15. I'll lean Bengals -5.5 here. Lean Bengals -5.5 here because I think the deciding factor is going to be you have Burrow versus Rush, and then you have two underwhelming defenses and one quarterback that's great at evading pressure and is just great in general. So give me the Joe Burrow-led Cincinnati Bengals on the road. Let's get a 6-point win here and call it a week. All right, talk about some props. Now, not the best game for a lot of times you're going to get that on like Monday and Thursdays where you have an island game and not a ton to choose from. I hate to go with the chalky play here, but I got to go CeeDee Lamb over 66.5 receiving yards, -113 on FanDuel, and I'll tell you why. We've already seen that they're willing to kind of just let Cooper Rush throw the football when he needs to. They're very willing to do that in Dallas. Does it mean that he's going to be airing it out? No. But you've got 66.5 yards here. And the big concern is that, he goes down, Lamb goes down with a shoulder injury again. But he's fine. Like, he's off the injury report. He's not even questionable. So my assumption is that he's going to be fine. Plus, this guy is pretty tough. He plays through a lot. He's been targeted on 27% of routes run, though, since Rush took over. Double-digit targets in 3 straight. And then last week, missed the fourth quarter. Probably would have seen 10 targets in that game as well. And the Cowboys never have much choice against a good offense that's going to put points on the board. They never have much choice but to kind of resort to the aerial attack. And I think that's going to be the case here, right? Cincinnati can't stop the pass either. We've seen that. Granted, against better quarterbacks, but we're not asking for a 100-plus yard performance from Lamb like we were earlier in the season with Dak. I see no reason why Rush wouldn't look to pepper one of the best pass catchers in football tonight. All right, on the other side, we'll stick with another over here. Here's another thing. My assumption is that we're going to have some really good opportunities later in the day. When I bet, usually these Thursday and Monday night games, a lot of the spots I'm grabbing are under props on kind of obscure plays that the props don't come out later until later in the day. Those all come out in my Discord over there on Tails. If you ever want to join, you guys already know 50% off your first week. It's less than $5 a month or a week, less than $15 a month because you take 50% off that. Links in the description and in the pinned comment. Just use promo code NFL24. Come join the Discord. Turn notifications on when you download the Odd Shopper app. Get all of the picks, notifications straight to your phone. Join the community and chat. We'll sweat this game and all of the other games throughout the year together. So if you want to join, like I said, I guarantee you spent $5 worse than coming and joining a great community that loves betting as much as you do. But I say that not to be like, oh, you got to come get the picks over there. What I mean is there's a ton of props that aren't even on the board yet. And at 10 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast, I just can't, I couldn't give them to you even if I wanted to. If I could, I would. But everything that comes out here will be there as well. And everything that never is on YouTube will be there. And of course, everything here comes out early in the Discord. But give me, anyway, NFL24 is the promo. Links in the description if you want to join. Joe Burrow over 8.5 rushing yards, -113 on FanDuel. No teams allowed more rushing yards to opposing quarterbacks than the Cowboys this year. They faced a fair amount, to be clear, a fair amount of quality mobile quarterbacks, so we can't ignore that. But you have a team that applies a lot of pressure in Dallas and also blitzes at an above average clip. So you're gonna see quarterbacks take off against them more than you would against other teams. Burrow's cleared this mark in 8 of 12 games this year. Surprisingly, too, in 3 of the 4 games that the Bengals have won. The one thing that could hurt us here is the kneel downs, but it's still a nice spot to rack up enough yardage for that not to matter in the end. Everything else is 9.5. FanDuel still got it at 8.5. Not much juice on the over, so let's grab it there. And of course, to wrap this up with a touchdown, again, it's an island game. We don't have a ton to choose from. Give me T. Higgins +130, and I'll tell you why. In the games that he's played, he only has 1 fewer red zone target than Jamar Chase. And granted, Jamar Chase is just an elite player. And only he has the same amount of end zone targets. Like T. Higgins has been targeted a lot in the red zone, a lot in the end zone, essentially on par with Jamar Chase. He has 5 touchdowns in the 7 or 8 games that he's played. So it's not like he hasn't been heavily involved. So give me that +130 instead of grabbing Chase at -150. Let's take the plus money there. And I'm going to sprinkle +950 on DraftKings for 2+ touchdowns for T. Higgins in a game that, might actually evolve into a shootout. Anyway, appreciate you guys hanging as always throughout the season, supporting this channel. Means a lot and goes a long way. I'll see you over there on Twitter, maybe over in Discord. Until next time, see you back here tomorrow. Picks for every game in Week 15. Peace.